All right. Good morning, everybody. And this is another session of Hot Topics live on Facebook with your guy. You already know what time it is. It's time for everybody to wake up and enjoy the sun, you know, because we had a long, hard, tough, cold winter. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing better than the feeling or the thought or the fact of waking up in the morning and just knowing that everything is in its place, everything is going smoothly, and we have another weekend to live. You know, we never know when we're gonna go, right? But let's not get into that. We don't talk about negativity in this channel. We never do. We only talk about the positivity. And that's why I like to make these videos, is to keep a positive energy, positive vibe with you guys, my friends, my pals on Facebook. And you know, if I should be thankful, then you all shouldn't be thankful, but you know. But I'm here to say and to support that thankful, blessed thought. Now, recently I went to the city. I went to the city for a job interview for, you know, this process, which is taking so long due. It's not even funny. Like I'm so tired of going to these job interviews, but it's for the fact that I do it for my family. I do it for my family. You know, there's a choice that we have to make in life. Where, yo, Zach, right back at you, man. You're the man. You the man. Remember that. I'm not the man. You the man. Zach the man. You know what I'm saying? I still have your Diodora duffel bag that you used to carry to soccer practice, and you know what I mean? That bag is still untouched, still in mint condition. You know, still got your name on it. So anyways, so I went to the city, and you know, just I haven't been in the city so long, like 7-8 months at least, minimum, like a year. And I just started seeing things around, just you know, just walking around and just taking a look at the greatest cities in the world, one of my favorite cities in the world. You know, even though I live in the suburbs of the city. I live in Queens. I don't live in the city. I live in Queens. You know, that's what Long Island people would say. Or anyways, though. So when I went to the city, I realized a lot of things. Like, you know, well, you know, they're the same old things. They're just repetitively in my head. Like, you know, repetitiously. I try to practice everything. And one thing is, obviously, socializing and human nature and human, you know, interactions. So, you know, it's a hard struggle for everybody out there. You know, it's real. It's tough. You know, people are on the grind every day, Monday through Friday, trying to make it. You know, and then there's some people which just, you know, they made it and they're just there, and there are business owners and leaders and entrepreneurs all around the world coming to New York City to start a new chapter in their life. So, you know, New York City is the melting pot of the world. You know, it's like all different kinds of culture, all different kinds of communities, and you know, to see these people and to see how humble and how thankful these people are to I don't know if you guys can see my face. I can't even see my face, so I don't know what's going on with the camera. It might be like a shadow. The sun might be bright into the car, which I'm not gonna lie, I like it. It's comfortable. You know, this is where I do my some of my videos. You know, some of my videos are in the basement. Anyways, let's not get into that. It's a whole nother chapter. So, the city, New York City. The American people, the American industry, the place to be. So it's important, and it's a key factor to be humble, to be human before anything else, to not judge by the looks, the color, the placement, the financial stability, everything. Like, it's just, you know, and Americans know it the best. Americans know it the best. They know, you know, like, they just know that, you know, they know that people migrated to this country for better purposes, for a better living, for a better society, for something that they have been lacking themselves in the world. Because there's a lot going on in the world, and there's just so much that not one person can do it alone by themselves. You know, we need help. We need each other. We need to upbring one another's, you know, our neighbors, especially our neighbors are, you know, are the closest. You know, you can't control everything, right? But you can control what's around you. You can control, you know, the things that you reach. You may not be able to control what's happening on the road, you know, with cars and vehicles and buses and, you know, and trains, but the sidewalk that you walk on, you're able to control that. You're able to control that. You're able to be nice to people, be happy, be genuine, put a smile on people, you know, be funny. Then that's major key. Major key is to be funny, like to make people laugh and smile, you know. And that's what I was doing exactly in the city of Manhattan. Not because I'm blessed today, not because I have everything that I want today, but because I want something for tomorrow, and not out of, like, you know what I mean? Like, listen, I've been with someone. I've been with the most beautiful person in the world sometimes, and you know, some of you know who that is, and she's implemented in this to me before she left my life, and you know, there's no other way I could thank her. You know, there's no other way I could thank her for telling her, yo, thank you for letting me be free. Thank you for showing me what life is really about. You know, life is not about being a jockey and you know, being a stud in school and, you know, being cool and following the people. It's about trending things. It's about being your own creative person and making your mark on the world. If that's one thing that this person has left me, is that she told me, yo, put a mark on the world, you know? A lot of people have given me a lot of advices over the years, and I thank them for that, you know? Regardless of all the problems going on in the world that we're facing, you know, poverty, living standards, situations that can't be ignored or denied. You know, we see it every day. You know, some days more, some days less. Some days it's happening to us. You know, just yesterday somebody said, you know, while we're driving down the street and I'm picking up customers and I'm dropping them off, you never know. I pick up this customer on this block, and the next block I drop them off and they die. They die the next block. You never know when that's gonna be us. You know, that's what he told me. He said, be the one to give people, not to take. It's better to give than to take. You know, don't be the takers, be the givers. You know, try to be in a position where you can give to people rather than take from them or borrow money from them. You know, you don't want to be the person to go and ask someone for money. You want to be the person that people come to ask for money. You know, and we're all human. We're all human. We all have two eyes, two noses, you know, same nose. Some people don't even have, and they're probably the most talented, you know, because it just really doesn't matter about what you have today or what you have tomorrow, or, you know, what will happen, but you have to stay genuine and happy and positive so you can do and do more for others. Yesterday I gave back to Starbucks. You know, every Starbucks I went into, I gave them $10 tips you know, like for the whole team. There's a couple reasons why I did that. Few reasons. One major reason was because my ex-girlfriend used to work at Starbucks in Stony Brook. She used to work at Starbucks in Stony Brook, and I used to remember a time where, you know, when I used to go visit her in her, you know, out of campus dorm, she would bring home a whole bunch of, what do you call, croissants, you know, food, and I don't know what else, I don't know what else gourmet word to use, but she used to bring home, you know, a lot of, you know, delicious, fun snacks for us to eat, enjoy, and have fun. And she used to do that all the time. She used to just bring them. I used to just think like, yo, you're so fucking Indian. Like, how do you fucking just rob the whole Starbucks? And she would just be like, no, you know, they throw them away at the end of the day. So, you know, they offer the employees if they want to take it home. And she obviously, she brings home all these delicious fucking, I don't know what you call them. My favorite, which is, like, they're like croissants. They're not croissants. There's something else. I forget the name right now because I smoke too much fucking anyways. You know, but they're just so good. I forget the name of them. You know, they're like cinnamon, like triangle loafers. I forgot. You know, I used to work at catering. I used to know what they were called. They're really delicious. I have them all the time. So that's one of the reasons why I gave back to Starbucks, is because she used to work there, and she, you know, Starbucks reminds me a lot about her. Not only that, but I seen teenagers working in there and college students working in there, and you know, there was this, you know, nice kid, and you know, regardless of the fact of who I am or who I'm not or what I'm trying to be, that kid gave me a positive vibe, and because of that kid, that's $10 tips. And not even saying that $10 or $1 is something or a value of increment. Not even saying that. But trying to implement the fact that, you know what, he's struggling, he's doing the grind, he's working hard for his money, he's trying to make people happy and welcoming them in here, you know. It was amazing. It was just fucking amazing. To you know, relate to him, to react to him, to you know, to have a kind gesture, a few words. That's one reason why, you know, I shouted him out in there, you know, regardless of, you know, who it is, what it is, you know, whatever it is, you know. He had fun, I had fun, you know what I mean, whatever. I don't know if he had fun. He looked miserable as shit. He was just like, fuck this, you know, I just gotta stay positive, you know, just look for better things. You know, he had a nice haircut, you know, he had a nice fadeaway, you know, shout out to his fadeaway. And the third reason why I, you know, I was nice and genuine is because, you know, why am I gonna give money to, and you know, while I was traveling the city of New York, and when you walk around, it doesn't seem so long to get around places because everything is so, like, I forget how so fast, like, you could go through the city. Like, you could probably walk from, well, I walked from 20th Street to 50th Street, just to let you know. I'm not walking that much. My legs, you know, they can't handle too much stress. But
we hear more negative things about the police than positive things. So,
you know, while I was walking through the blocks, you know, I realized that there's one helpless person every few blocks. And it just struck me, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, not only is the world getting populated, but, you know, I just seen an amazing bird. So, you know, people are so genuine. They're not, you know, just as smart as you are, people are just as smart. You know what I mean? Like, they don't, you know, they don't,
the true definition of a police officer. Go to buildablock.nyc to find your neighborhood meeting. Paid for by the New York City Police Foundation.
So, people are just as smart, so they're gonna be just as genuine as you are to them. You know, just like someone said, respect is a two-way street. You have to give respect in order to get respect, you know, and that's 100% facto. That's 100% facts. Like facts on facts on facts. Because, you know, you just can't go around just helping everybody. You can't go around, you know, respecting everybody. You can't do that, you know. It's not, I mean, you can, but you'll eventually start to realize, like, yo, you know, this is fucked up. I'm not getting the type of attention, quote unquote attention, that I want from these kind of people that I'm giving respect and shit like that. And that all starts off with community, friends, family, then fucking other fucking strangers, right? So
it's also the sound of you winning $1,000 a day for life.
So what I realized is that, like, I could give that helpless person
$1,000 a day every day.
$5,
Less to worry about.
$2, $3, right?
For clouds.
And it'll mean something,
New York Lottery. If you
right?
win
Or it won't
$1,000
mean
a day for life,
something.
how would you spend it?
Regardless, that's what goes on in my book.
Please pay
You know,
responsibly. You must be 18 or older.
yes or no, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck attitude. My brother's I don't give a fuck attitude. I have the same attitude. I don't give a fuck. You know.
What is the deal with bark?
So
Right? How much I gotta chew?
I'd rather give the money to a hardworking teenage kid working at a Starbucks. I'd rather give him the money
No model.
than give some guy out on the street
Aren't funny. Losing the equity in your
money.
won't have you
Like,
busting your gut.
to me, that seems stupid. To me, that person's not doing anything to better his life. He's not doing anything to better his life. He's out there just like we out there. We out there just like he out there. You know? You know, there's no difference between me and him, except that my money's gonna go to somebody that's worth it. You know what I'm saying? My money's always gonna go towards a hard-working individual. And if you've seen my money, then you already know that you get money, and you know that money's nothing. Money's not an issue. It's just a struggle. You know, that's it. It's not an issue. It's a struggle. And just like that, we have to remind ourselves who we are. You know what I mean? We don't do, not only that, but I also, like, you know, I was at the train and I also gave people free rides. Like this is so funny, right? Like it just shows you how people look at you differently. Not everybody's gonna look at you the same, and that's the beauty of this world. That you can look bad to one person, like my ex-girlfriend, and then you could look good to a whole bunch of other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's amazing. And that's just so beautiful, is that you're being forgiven. Just like God forgives. God forgives. Anything that you do bad, you go to jail, you know, you're a murderer, you come back. Nobody might forgive you. The city might not forgive you. And I don't think they should forgive you, because that's the city. But God will forgive you. If you repent enough, God will forgive you. You know, that's just being human. We're human. We make mistakes. You know, we make mistakes all the time. You know, that's what makes us human. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes. I make mistakes every day. I make mistakes every single day, and I don't repent. You know, that's the worst. I don't repent. I just keep on making mistakes, thinking that it's okay. I can make these mistakes. I am able to make these mistakes. But no, I'm not. I have to change myself for the better. You know, if I don't better myself, I'm never gonna be better as a person. You know, not only as a person, but as whatever my title is, or as a middle brother. You know, I'm never gonna be better. You know, and you know, it doesn't just end here. It just goes on and on. You know, I'm gonna have a family one day. I want to see myself from that family perspective. You know, like, it hurts. Sometimes it's very hurtful. Sometimes it's very meaningful. Like, to understand what life has to offer you, right? Now that's what I want to go into. You don't have to be nothing to do something. You don't have to do anything. You can just smile at a person and make them feel better. You can, you know, and some people, yeah, they take advantage of that. But there's some people out there that are genuine. Like the people that I go for clothing, they're just so fucking genuine. Like, they give me fucking offers off, you know? I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't stop myself from shopping yesterday. So I did a little bit of shopping. You know, I didn't go out last night. I didn't go out last week either. Not to saying that, you know, but you should enjoy yourself. You should live your life for today, because you never know what might happen. You never know. And do you want to leave this world knowing that you affected these people in a bad way? Is that what you want to know? Is that what you want to know? That person that you pissed off, that kid that you pissed off, that man, that adult that you fucking made fun of, and that's the way you're gonna go out from this world? Not me. Not me. You know what I'm saying? If there's one thing that I want to do, is that I want to give back to this country. I want to give back to this country in a way where they've given back to me. You know, like, respect is a two-way street. And it all starts with the people around you. The people that are around you. Your neighbors. The people that you have control over. The things that you can control. Why are you going to go out your way and try to control something that you don't have any control over? You know what I'm saying? Like my relationship, I didn't have any control over that, you know? One day it's there, one day it's not. And so when I was at that Starbucks, shout out to Starbucks, by the way. Not only that, but they have the best green tea lemonade ever, sweetened. Right now, I'm gonna take some time out, you know, to give you guys a few moments. Enjoy the music. It probably might get bleeped out, because that's how they are. But, you know, enjoy the morning. Do what you do. Put this to the side. You know, if you don't want to hear me talking, then you don't have to be here. Just, you know, just take a moment to think about what you have right now. Think about the people that you want to thank. You want to say thank you to. You know, whether it's for clout or whether it's just to be genuine. Do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, make people smile all the time. Like, I seen this one girl on the train, and I haven't taken the subway in forever too. But there was this one girl, right? And she had heavy makeup on. Like, she looked darker than the dark makeup that she used. Anyways, though. But she, you know, she had makeup on, she had lipsticks on, whatever. She had eyeshadow on, all that crap. And she looked at me from across the train cart, and I looked at her, and she smiled. I smiled back, and I was like, I started acting crazy. I started acting like foolish and shit, you know. So if you do see a crazy, foolish child on the street, don't be afraid, don't be alarmed. Go up to him, see if he's okay, see if he needs help. See if he needs help, and see what happens. See if, you know what I mean? If you see, especially if you see a kid, especially if you see a child that looks like he's having a fucking aneurysm, go over there and ask if he needs any help. You know what I mean? Anyways, so when I saw this girl, she, you know, she gave me a look, and then she kind of like, she opened her jacket, right? And she opened it halfway, and she kind of, you know, obviously she took a moment to think like what she's doing, because I'm looking at her. So like, it didn't take her that long, you know what I'm saying? She went at it. She was like, yo, I ain't got no boyfriend, I'm single, I got this nigga, this nigga's mine. Meanwhile, I'm thinking about another girl in my head completely. I'm not even thinking, I'm just looking at this girl to see like, what the fuck is she doing? So when I see this girl, she's just like whatever to me. She's just like rolling her eyes at me, this and that. Like, she has her jacket open, and she just, now she's in like just straight remming. She's straight remming with her eyes stared at me. And I'm looking at her. I'm looking at everybody else. Then I'm looking at her. So I'm like, yo, this could go down one way. This could go down either I could piss her off and she could be mad at me, and she could be mad, all day like that, or I could make her laugh. So what I did was, I started making like, joking faces, and I started looking around, and I started making her laugh and shit, and eventually she laughed, and that was it, right?
Single, never over you. I wrote it about my then boyfriend. We were fighting.
But the fact that, she gave me time, and I looked at her in a way where I looked at her like this. I looked at her in a way where, you're young, I'm young. There's so many adults in this train. Like, we're the two youngsters on this train, like we're young. We're young, you know what I mean? We're going through it. We're going through it, And who knows how long we're gonna be going through it. But what I know is that we're gonna go through it for a long, long, long time until we get to the end. So we might as well make it fun for each other. So again, put this to the side if you need to, share this morning with me if you will. Think about the people that are in your life. Think about the people that aren't in your life. Think about how you got here today. Because if it wasn't for those people, you would never be here today. With that said, take a few moments, because I gotta wrap it up this morning too. So, yeah, and I've heard that before. But nah, I was, And this is what I like about these great vlogs, because some days the vlogs can be just so great and so genuine. I just want to think about what else, happened yesterday that I really do want to touch base on. And, life is beautiful. Yesterday was Good Friday, so happy Good Friday to you guys. God will never put something in front of you that He knows you won't be able to overcome. God never puts something in front of you that He knows that you won't be able to overcome.
Sometimes we can let go. Right now I'm overdosed, but I'm never over you. Sometimes we get so close. Sometimes we can let go. Right now I'm overdosed, but I'm never over you. And I know my own mistake, and that makes you overdrink. And we say things we don't mean, but I'm never over you.
I've been through different spectrums.
You heard it first on Fresh, Rozzy and Never Over You. Gonna get you up close and personal with Rozzy, April the 11th at the Fresh Live 345 Theater. Get details on that at fresh1027.com.
Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take my time. We don't ever have to fight. Just take it step by step. I can see it in your eyes.
Oh, by the way, that
'Cause they never tell me
that duffel bag that I was talking about, that was Zach's. Listen, I didn't take it. I didn't take it from him. All right, I didn't take it from him. I didn't borrow it from him. Yo, bro. Let me borrow that bag. I'll give it back to you. No, it was never like that. My man Zach was the one to be like, yo, you can have it. And for him to do something like that. Well, meanwhile, that's his soccer bag. That's his soccer bag, dude. That means the world. That's just epic. And I'm not even the person to even think about it like, oh, look, this guy used to take it to soccer. And you know what I mean? No, that's just how I treat life. I just treat life like that. Like, if someone gives me something, that means more to me than the things that I buy. and I'm sure it is for the most of you. But my ex? What? My ex? Oh my gosh, she's the literal meaning of savage. Savage. This girl is savage. Everything that I ever bought this girl, like, went to her siblings, and I kind of felt some type of way about that. I mean, not with the electronics and shit like that, but the clothing. And I don't understand it, especially like when you think about it. You're like, yo, I bought you that prom dress. Like, I bought you that dress. It was more than $200, you know. When I was in high school, that was a lot of money. I could have bought myself a nice pair of Jordans. I could have bought myself a nice fleet designer jacket. I could have done so much money. I could have smoked so many blunts with my friends and had a blast, you know. But no, I decided to be the fucking Prince Romeo and fucking take you to your prom in your prom dress that I bought for you in my brand new car. It wasn't a brand new car, it was a used car, but for me it was a brand new. At the time I was 16, 17, it was my first car that I bought with my own money. So yes, to me it was a brand new fucking car. So, in my car with her friends, her prom place, her prom dress, and my dumb ass. So, you know, like, what, you know, it didn't make sense. Like, why would you? Yeah, I know we're older now, you know, 4 years have passed since high school, and we're in college, and things are falling apart, you know, and we're fighting each other with gloves on.
XII has free tickets up for grabs to see Grammy
You still can't give your youngest sister the prom dress, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, it's like a, to me that was a wedding dress, you know? Oh, by the way, not only did I do that, but I also rented out my tuxedo for her prom. Because I couldn't afford my own prom suit, you know, because I bought her prom dress, so I couldn't afford mine, you know, but I rented something that was fleet. And if you guys most of you guys have seen my prom picture, but it was, yo, that suit was fleet. Like, I want to go back and buy that same outfit. It was a 4-piece suit. It was a 4-piece suit, with like, you know, like gangster designs on. There's a certain word for the design, but I can't think of it right now. So, you know, anyway, on the vest, you know, and it was like a silverish metallic silver on black, you know. It was just sick. It was dope as fuck. And I was like, I paid like, I think it was like $100 to rent it for a few days, like 4 days, and I burnt the shit out of it. Like, it was so worth it. Like, it was so worth it. Shout out to Queens Boulevard. That's where I got the suit, the tuxedo from. Shout out to Queens Boulevard Tuxedos. They're the ones that helped me out, pick it out, rent it out, and everything. It was just such an amazing time. I don't know if they're still there now. It might be just a long time. It has been like 9 years. So, yeah. So, yeah, with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna review this video and, you know, try to get it to editing mode, and then, you know, upload it onto Facebook. So with that said, have a great weekend, guys. I hope you guys help each other out. Stay safe. Be humble with one another, and especially have mercy on the youngsters. With that said, I'd like to say peace. This is your guy. Check me out.
Geico's been offering great savings and service.